And welcome back to Big Show Productions Live. We appreciate all the support we've gotten on the documentary the past few weeks, and we're glad to have you tuning back in for another live broadcast of the Westwood Warriors. Jaden Ricken on the call today, providing you the coverage of the Warriors' second home matchup, this time up against the McClintok Chargers. And for the Warriors this season, there's been high ups and low downs. It started with a tough loss to Burbank over in California, but then they bounced back in week 2 against Desert Ridge when they dominated. Last week was week 3. They traveled over to Surprise where they took on the Shadow Ridge Stallions, and that was a completely different story. Keyshawn Barkas got ejected in the second quarter when he had 2 personal fouls that ejected him. The Warriors were able to challenge that, so Barkas will return tonight, but usually that results in a longer suspension. It was a tough game without Barkas in the second half. The Warriors fell. They had a lead that dropped down 5, and by the middle of the third quarter, the Stallions had the game on cruise control. So for tonight, it's an opportunity for the Warriors to bounce back, especially now that they'll have the assistance of Barkas in the backfield once again. As we take a look over at the McClintok Chargers, they're another team. Right now, they're struggling. They have a lot of injuries on offense, and they're led with their secondary quarterback, Isaiah Venegas. He's only thrown for 355 yards and 5 TDs, and he's a 5'6", 130-pound senior. So he's a smaller QB. It makes him a little bit more mobile, but that is something to keep in mind, that in the backfield, they're not going to have a super large presence. Both teams 1 and 2 right now, and the best way to describe these teams is they're going through some growing pains. I talked to Westwood head coach Brandon Large before the game, and what he said was that this is a team that last week struggled with discipline. They went through a really tough Monday practice where he said not a lot of players were listening. They were struggling to get through drills. That's something he's tried to change. McClintok head coach Nick Offenberger said the exact same thing to me. He said what they like to keep in mind is the capital D in discipline. They need to play to their strengths, and with their injuries right now, every player is going to have to step up. McClintok has a lot of Chargers, but they will still have to wait another game for them to be eligible to play, and that is going to be the difference maker potentially tonight. Some of the key injuries that they have: Caden Abengag, Tahona Kawhi, and Jesus Odoro. 3-star offensive players for the Chargers all out tonight. The Warriors have been 0-2 on the road, so at home is where they play best. And right now, the stage is set. The Warriors have all their offensive weapons back. They have the ability. So I talked to Coach Large. I said, what is your game plan? How are you going to attack this defense? And he says, well, we're going to try and be balanced. He said, you know, it's hard when you have somebody as good as Keyshawn Barkas in the backfield. We're always going to want to lean on him, but that's what makes us the best that we can be, is when we utilize the pass and the run. Elliott Reed had a chance to step up in the absence of Keyshawn Barkas last week. That didn't fully happen. One of his receivers also got injured. We saw Bassett Ward at the end of the game go down. So for Reed, he has to learn to be able to play when Barkas is not available. When they won their one and only game against Desert Ridge in week 2, both of them were a dynamic duo. That is what makes Westwood a competitive team in the 6A region. And so tonight, week 4, Jaden Ricken providing you the coverage here on Big Show Productions Live. And I have my broadcast assistant here tonight as well, Micah Archie, helping out behind the scenes, because if you've ever worked on a broadcast, you know that having a one-man team, that's not always going to get you the best product. So I appreciate Micah showing out tonight, and producer of Unfinished Business Season 2, Chris Peterson, pumping out those episodes. Make sure to catch them live on Arizona Family Sports, and then they will air on this YouTube channel just a few days later. This week, you guys will be able to see the episode of when the Warriors went over to Shadow Ridge, in case you were not able to attend last week. And while I just mentioned how that was a tough game for the Warriors, there's still so much to see in the documentary episode, and it's going to give you such a great inside look at how this team functions. And my favorite part of it is how Coach Large coaches. You really get to see how personal he is with the players, the constructive feedback he provides. I can't recommend it more, and if you don't know anything about it by some chance, it's a Hard Knock style documentary following the Warriors from preseason all the way, hopefully, into the postseason this year. The Warriors fell short last year, and that's been also part of the story this year, is trying to make it to the playoffs, change the script. A lot of people know Westwood as that 5-5 team. Coach Large is done with that. He wants Westwood to be competitive, and we'll get into it later, as now some out-of-state players try to come into this Arizona 6A program. That is going to be an even harder mountain for the Warriors to climb. Keep in mind the Chargers, we talked about them having a small team. They have small receivers as well. Hayden Bajit is going to be one of their top targets tonight. The 5'9" sophomore has over 100 yards. But that's where Westwood comes in clutch. They have a pretty tall defense and an absolutely loaded defensive front. Sine Tenge, Apeta Tenge, those two dominating Preston Atwood as well. That is a force to be reckoned with on that defensive front. And that's going to cause Venegas to throw the ball a lot quicker than he would probably prefer to tonight. And I think that'll be one of the most interesting parts of this dynamic. And so McClintok will start off with the ball tonight. And now we are just a few minutes away. And Jerry Loper Field getting loud for their Warriors. Once again, we appreciate you tuning in to the broadcast tonight. Trying to make it happen here on Big Show Productions. And the lesson that we've preached up here in the booth with the 1 to 2 of us is you work with what you got. You make the best. And the Chargers now will get the ball. They had a rough start to the beginning of the season. We kind of talked about it. They won week 1 against Camelback 36-19. They lost week 2 to Gilbert 49-14. And then in week 3, they lost 41-28 to Marcos de Niza. So we're seeing big point differentials in some of these losses. Westwood's felt the same way. And we know with the Warriors, those games have all been winnable. There has not been a clear best team out on the field. So no doubt the Warriors will put up a fight tonight as they don the all-black uniforms for the first time in program history. And a low kick fielded at the 37-yard line. So not an ideal start for the Warriors, but at least it wasn't returnable. The Chargers not able to take it anywhere. And behind Venegas tonight is CP, also known as Frederick Parsons, the star running back for the Chargers. He's already had 2 touchdowns. And he's also their kick returner with nearly 200 yards as well. Obviously, he didn't get a chance to take it there. So 1st and 10. Now we're going to see a run down the middle and met immediately. Ball is out. Westwood's pointing. And first play of the game, Westwood comes up with the fumble. That's the second time the Warriors defense has started a game here at Westwood with a fumble recovery. Dallin Hansen coming up with it. And we talked about that defensive front, a force to be messed with. Ball officially on the 37-yard line. And now great field position for the Warriors' first possession on offense. Chargers showing a blitz. And Reed's going to feed the beast. Barkas in the backfield. He gets tripped up, but he doesn't go down, still on his feet. And he has nowhere to go, tackled a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage. So 2nd down. Officially a loss of 4 on the play. This time, not a lot of a blitz, and Barkas sees a hole up the right side, cuts it back to the middle, and picks up a couple. So it's going to be 3rd and 9. And an opportunity here for Reed to potentially demonstrate his arm on the first possession. The Warriors trying to escape an early 3 and out. Reed drop back, looks to his right, fires it, and overthrown, aiming for Bassett Ward. And that one soars over. So 4th and 9 right now, the offense still out on the field. And a punt here, I mean, how much is that really going to do you when you're on the 36? I wouldn't be surprised if the Warriors go for it. We know that they really like that in the first couple of weeks. The question has been, are they able to convert on 4th downs? And as the play clock starts to wind down, we hear the officials whistle, and they will respot the ball, move it a yard forward. Motion, Porter in the backfield. Reed looks to his left, throws it into the backfield to Preston Levitt. Levitt on the screen, down the sideline, tackled at the 20-yard line. And Preston Levitt picking up the big first down on 4th and 9. And that was a risky play call. The screen pass on 4th, Levitt receives it at least 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and then he takes it for a couple more past the first down. Great blocking from all of his receivers out there, and the Warriors keeping their first drive alive. 10:25 left in the first quarter. On the 22, and whistles pre-snap. False start on the Warriors, and pre-snap penalties are a big thing. Against Desert Ridge, it wasn't just pre-snap, but they had a total of 165 penalty yards docked against the team in just one game, and that all ties in to Coach Large and his idea of discipline and how some of the players on the team have really got to try and dial in on that and become under control. That's something that he said this week he feels a lot more confident in his team with. So 1st and 15 on the ground. Barkas, yards after contact, gets at least a 3 more there. So officially, it'll be a gain of 6. 2nd and 9. And on the ground, Reed with the keeper up the left side, jumps, and the ball is out. Westwood falls on the ball, luckily. That was Preston Levitt there to save the day, and Elliott Reed with the acrobatic jump can't hold on, pulls a Cam Newton. We also see a flag. And you got to wonder if that'll be against Reed. And they'll wave it off. So Elliott Reed picks up the first down on the keeper, and now it'll be 1st and goal from about the 2-yard line. They'll officially put it on the 1. Barkas, easy hole, left side, throws the shoulder and gets in for a Westwood touchdown. Keyshawn Barkas with the early score. And an aggressive offensive drive results in exactly what the Warriors wanted. And a trick play for the 2-point conversion. And the Chargers unprepared, so we haven't seen a field goal attempt since that Desert Ridge game. McClintok was not prepared for that. And an easy 2 points. So it's 8-0 early as the Warriors put the pedal to the metal, trying to catch the Chargers on the back of their heels. And it all started with the defensive turnover that was recovered by the Warriors. Dallin Hansen got the fumble on the first play of the game. And then the score on offense coming after the big first down pickup. And a return to form for the Warriors. Jaden Ricken on the call tonight. We appreciate you tuning in. And this kick soars further, bounces at the 25. It'll be fielded at the 20 and running over to the sideline. Trey Steele, the one to get the push out. And another chance for Westwood to show off their defensive capabilities. Venegas still in the backfield. Has trips to his right. They bunch in. And a pitch to the backfield. CP cuts it to the outside, stiff arm, and he will pick up a couple. Trying to load the right side of the line and get CP some blocks on that play. Pick up of a couple. Once again, Westwood in the all black for the first time ever. Brand new uniforms today. Empty set, trips to the left. Venegas feels the pressure. The blitz almost got there, and an incomplete pass. Varys Carling was in his face immediately. Carling, the transfer from Mesa Heritage this season. He's already made a name for himself on that defensive line. And he's one of the toughest DNs to block in 6A. Strong, physical. 3rd and 7 following the incompletion. And a jump on the left side of the line does not go in to the neutral zone. 5 seconds on the play clock. 2 seconds on the play clock. Chargers hike it at the last second. Venegas fires it right side and it's caught on the sideline. Cutting back into the middle. Conga on his feet and holds on to the ball. And then it pops out at the end. I spoke too soon. But his knee was definitely down before that popped out. And a great play. Conga sneaking into that secondary. There were 2 Warriors 5 yards in front of him. Nobody near him. And then he's able to run it back into the inside for a pickup of about 15 more. Ball on the 30-yard line. And the Chargers make their first 3rd down conversion of the night. Two backs in the backfield, and they'll fake CP through the middle, and he will dive for 7. Parsons, only a sophomore, 5'7", 176 pounds. He uses his size to his advantage on that play and sneaks through. A little bit more shifty, right? The smaller the back, you're going to be able to see them to sneak through smaller holes. Just under 8 minutes now in the first quarter, and already a lot of action from both of these teams. And more runs. Nobody on CP once again, and he will have the first and then some. So a very solid drive being strung together right now on the 15. And the run game has been the choice here, and CP is going to hold it again through the left side. And he has been able to pick up about 5 yards almost every time he touches the ball. Spencer Blotter in on the tackle once again. Blotter already has over 17 tackles on the season, add 2 more tonight. He's well on his way to 20. Second and 5, who other than Parsons? And Parsons this time stuffed. And another third down. Tenge in there on the pressure. Nate Willis also in. He was playing for Keyshawn Barkas after he was ejected last week, and that was a sight to see. Third and 5 in the red zone. The Chargers having a much better drive compared to their fumble on the first play of the game. 1 second on the play clock. They get the snap off. CP down the middle pushing. He will get tackled shy of the first down. It's going to be close. So that'll bring up 4th and 1. And you got to think you go for it here, 4th and 1. Noel Cruz, the kicker for the Chargers, has not taken a field goal attempt all season. I don't know if now is the first time you want to give him a look. 4th and 1. We know that the run game from CP has been their choice. And there goes Parsons, ducks the shoulders, and Westwood meets him, but he'll have enough for the first. And it's so tough to take down a back like that, especially when you have to prevent him from just getting a single yard. It's always going to be a tough one. So now, 1st and goal. Keep in mind, injuries at the QB position are part of the reason for feeding CP as much as they have, and they meet him. Great tackle in the backfield. Kyler Preston, number 11, in for the tackle. He's averaging about 4 tackles a game, and that's something you're going to see for everybody on Westwood. They all have tackles, and on offense, they all have yards, TDs. Sometimes you look at a 6A football team, there's going to be one player on defense who has maybe 5 times the amount of tackles as everybody else. That's not the case here. CP takes the snap and tackled in the backfield, brought down early. Dax Clark, over 30 tackles and averaging over 10 a game. Stops CP in his tracks. 3rd and goal from the 14-yard line. And Westwood making big plays in the backfield. And so far, Venegas has been pretty absent. CP's taking the snap on almost every play. Warriors don't get called, and that blitz was there instantly. And I'm surprised there's no flag because they stepped, and there comes a flag. Dax Clark, the one in there immediately. And we'll see if this one pushes the Chargers forward. Officials still discussing. And Coach Large talking with the line judge over on the sideline. And ineligible receiver downfield. You could hear a lot of speculation in the stands and in the broadcast booth. That wasn't what they were expecting. And so a big penalty for the Chargers. It'll be declined. Now 4th and 14, and we see some different personnel jogging onto the field. And Noel Cruz is out for his first field goal attempt of the season. He's been 7 for 8 on extra points, but has not attempted a field goal. Here he goes. Kick is up. It's low. And straight through the uprights. Noel Cruz drills his first, so it's 8-3 with 3:15 here in the first quarter. Thank you for tuning into Big Show Productions. We will be back after this quick break.
Burge Toyota is proud to sponsor Westwood High School, the oldest high school in the East Valley, a place where generations have learned, grown, and built lasting traditions. The Burge family understands the value of community because we've been here for generations too, serving families across Arizona with the same pride and dedication. We're honored to stand beside Westwood High School, the Burge way. It's different.
Deep by Westwood Warriors. Number 2 is Kickoff, number 3 is Dallin Hansen.
And welcome back to Big Show Productions Live. Message from Burge Toyota. If you've seen the documentary, that's one of Westwood's top sponsors, so I'm sure you've seen that ad before. They love giving back to the local community. Westwood, a family school built on tradition and legacy. And the Chargers have a costly, ineligible receiver call on 3rd down that sets up a 4th and 14 right before the break. That set them up for their first field goal of the season. And now a good kickoff will let Elliott Reed take his offense out onto the field for the second time tonight. And tonight here at Jerry Loper Field is also Native American Club's Heritage Night. They're selling shirts down at their booth to help fundraise for the Westwood Round Dance this December the 12th. So if you couldn't come tonight, make sure to show them some support and show up to their dance in December. They had a great performance before the game as well. Reed looking over in the shotgun. Barkis behind him. Gives it to Barkis down the middle. Breaks the tackle. Open grass, and it's green, green, green for Barkis. He sticks on the sideline, and finally a great tackle made at the 25-yard line. How did they catch up to Keyshawn Barkis? That tackle made by Jackson Whitaker. And Keyshawn Barkis takes it all the way up the field. And I am shocked that they were able to catch him there. Great play from Whitaker on the defense. He took a great angle to meet Barkis at the sideline, and Barkis wanted that for the speed, the separation, but I almost think he slowed himself down a bit going for the sideline. Now on the 19, second play, Barkis once again, and it's open, straight down the middle. Deja vu, Keyshawn Barkis in for his second score of the night. And Coach Large's run game shines once again. A 2-play drive is all the Warriors need to punch it in. And all the more reason why it was such a crucial loss when Barkas could not play in the second quarter and the second half of last week's game against the Stallions. And going for two. It's already 14-3. So bring them up to 16. Empty set, quick pass, wide open, Preston Levitt. That's one of the Warriors' favorite plays. We saw it a lot at Burbank. And the little sneak route, the tight end Preston Levitt gets it. So 16-3. And the Warriors showing off on Native American Heritage Night and their brand new all-black uniforms. They wanted the helmets. Coach said that's not in the budget, so they got the orange helmets still. And we will be right back after a message from some of our sponsors.
Yo, heads up!
Whoa, that was a close one. Nice arm, buddy.
Hey, you played football, didn't you?
Yeah, I used to play a little. Let me show you guys a few things.
Taking a little extra time in our service is what Moxie Pest Control is all about. Moxie, the highest and most reviewed pest control company in Arizona.
Moxie Pest Control supporting the Warriors as well. Low bouncing kick, and that'll go out of bounds at the 10-yard line. So that'll be a flag, and that'll give the Chargers some better field position. Jaden Ricken on the call tonight. Micah Archie helping me on the broadcast. A miracle worker. I sent him a text earlier today at about noon. I said, hey, I know this is really last minute, but if you could show up, this would be a huge help. He said, sure, no questions asked. And so you can thank the wonderful scoreboard, scorebug, I should say, to Micah Archie. And so they're going to re-kick it. This time they're kicking from the 35. And the Chargers just waiting for Game 5 to end so they can play some of their transfer players. They're really injured right now, and they're trying to make do with what they've got. 16-3. This kick down the middle. Not the longest, but at least it wasn't out of bounds. And taken over to the sideline. Wrapped up. Steele on the wrap-up once again. He's always in there on those kickoffs. And if you've been paying attention to the news here in 6A, there has been some interesting transfer news right now. California Bishop Montgomery School has gone through a recruitment scandal, and a bunch of their players have been suspended from playing in California. Now, 6 of them have transferred over to Mesa, and throughout the game we'll continue to fill in on that story and all that's been evolving with it so far this week. They pass it this time in the backfield, and a big drop. Incomplete. Conga could not hold on to it. And they're going to say that it's a turnover. There they go. Backwards pass. He did not catch it. Westwood comes up with it. And a second turnover for the Warriors defense. And it's still the first quarter. We're not even 10 minutes in. 2:06 officially on the clock. So the live ball. Warriors come up big. And now on the 26th, the second time a fumble has set them up with great field position. And you can already see why they go to CP Parsons so much, because their pass game, not the same without their QB. Reed, alone, rolling out, fires down the middle, wide open. Preston Levitt in for the score. If it isn't broke, don't fix it. And they continue to get him on the sneaky streak, play after play. (22-3). And we are now only officially 10 minutes into the first quarter of this game, and the Warriors are already starting to run it up. And Elliott Reed finally getting an opportunity to showcase his passing abilities. And Preston Levitt always finding a way to get open. Misdirection in the backfield, scrambling to his right, and he will be tackled well in the backfield. Caleb Cupulus had nowhere to go on the two-point conversion, but the Warriors already had two, so now they're 2 for 3 on two-point conversions. And a commanding lead right now. And it has been nothing but Westwood football tonight. Domination. So back to the Mesa story. There were 6 players that transferred over to Mesa. Now the reason they transferred is because they were not allowed to play for the 2025 season in California. Parents and a lot of spectators, reporters took an issue with this, and they have been complaining all week, saying, whoa, whoa, whoa. 1, why are they allowed to transfer to Arizona schools? And 2, they don't have to sit for 5 games. McClintok right now is dealing with transfers. Their transfers have to sit for 5 games. These transfers only would have to sit for 10 days coming from California. So this was big news, and it was announced yesterday that the AIA would table the decision. They said that their rulebook has nothing against what the players have done, but that they're going to manually review this case after all of the backlash that they have received. And that's not all. 6 players have come, but there's still more waiting to find their spot here in Arizona. And this case will likely have big effects on 6A, depending on whether or not these players are allowed to play. That kick was muffled, and the Warriors capitalized, tackled at the 20-yard line. Special teams coming up huge. Jaden Ricken on the call tonight. Producer Chris Peterson, you can see him down there with his gigantic camera, filming the documentary. He does it all for the Warriors. He films a documentary, he writes a documentary, he edits it, he finds the sponsors, the advertisers. I don't know if he has any free time, quite frankly. I mean, he is constantly doing that. So big ups to Chris Peterson. 22-3 is the score. Still in the first quarter, which might be a shocker. And the Warriors have been lights out on defense already. 2 fumble recoveries. And they'll take to the air again. This time the catch is made. Trying to hold on to the ball. He does. Conga makes up for his drop in the backfield last time. And a great pickup from Conga on first down on that little slant inside. 2nd and 1. Clock's still running. 1:30 now. And here comes the snap, drop back. Looks wide deep. Open for the catch. It's Conga, and Conga's going downfield. He'll be pushed out as he continues to find ways to get open. And how do you let him get past all your defenders that wide open into the secondary? And Bodhisattva Conga, the sophomore, runs a 12.73 in the 100-meter and track, and he demonstrates his speed clearly on that play there. So back in the red zone, second time for the night, and CP Parsons in for the score, and it looks effortless on that play as he walks in, and there were no black jerseys stopping him from doing that. So The Chargers will get their first touchdown of the night. And down by 13. We'll see if they go for 2 or if they stick with the extra point. And it looks like they will go for the extra point. 7 for 8, we mentioned earlier. Cruz's kick is up, and it splits the upright, so he'll go 8 for 9 as he gets his first extra point of the night, and it's a 22-10 ball game. Still in the first quarter, 1 minute left, as the Chargers get the breakout play from Conga that sets them up for an easy TD from CP. Stay tuned, we'll be back in a minute.
Burge Toyota is proud to sponsor Westwood High School, the oldest high school in the East Valley, a place where generations have learned, grown, and built lasting traditions. The Burge family understands the value of community because we've been here for generations too, serving families across Arizona with the same pride and dedication. We're honored to stand beside Westwood High School, the Burge way. It's different.
And it has been an explosive first quarter here at Jerry Loper Field. Jaden Ricken on the call tonight for Big Show Productions, our second live stream of the season. We appreciate you tuning in, and make sure to share the live stream for any friends, families, or anyone else interested in Warrior football, or heck, even Chargers football if you're a fan of them tuning in. On the kickoff return, still on his feet for a couple before he finally gets brought down shy of the 30. And it's been a long first quarter. Native American Heritage Night. And it's also blackout. The Warriors donning their midnight jerseys. 1st and 10 on the ground. Barkis trying to make things happen, falls for a few. And he just has such a way of bouncing out of traffic and finding to get away, to get a couple more yards. And every single play, I feel like you think you're going to tackle him, boom, he's across the field falling for a couple more. Marcus's biggest struggle has just been controlling those emotions. And here he goes up the right side, ankle tackle before he gets the first down, so it'll be 3rd and 1. And they will let it run. So the first quarter is over. Final score of that is 22-10. The Warriors had held the Chargers to only a field goal until the final couple seconds of the first. And now they'll get a chance to respond to start the game. Immediately out of the gate went Westwood's way when they got a fumble recovery on the first defensive play of the game. And it has been pretty easily dominated by the Warriors so far. It'll be a 3rd and short to start the second. Keyshawn Barkis, ankle tackled, just shy of the first down. And this looks like a very different team from what we saw last week out in Surprise. Porter motions to the left side, and then we hear whistles. And Westwood going to call a timeout. So interesting, they have the break to move sides of the field, not liking their pre-snap looks, and they're going to take a timeout. So that's the first timeout taken of the first half, and we will be back in a minute after a short message from Burge Toyota.
Burge Toyota is proud to sponsor Westwood High School, the oldest high school in the East Valley, a place where generations have learned, grown, and built lasting traditions. The Burge family understands the value of community because we've been here for generations too, serving families across Arizona with the same pride and dedication. We're honored to stand beside Westwood High School, the Burge way. It's different.
Coming out of the timeout, still 3rd and 1. And Westwood making sure that this is an important one. Barkus down the middle, through the alley, and it's going to be close, and he will. He'll get past. The shoves from his offensive line teammates, Isaac Valencia, number 51. You can see him in there late. Will help him get the first down, and it's not often we get to talk about linemen. Valencia, 6'1 senior, 260. Big blocker. And a lot of Barkus's success has come from those guys down in the trenches. Quick shot over to the left side, incomplete. Intended for Atwood, and Reed could just not get the height on the ball. Low snap, through the middle, another carry, another gain. Give him 3, 3rd and 7. And we'll see Levitt substitute out for Cupulus. Westwood already burned a timeout on this drive on their last 3rd down attempt. Barkus stays for the block, fires through the middle, and incomplete. Reed was looking for Cupulus, and Cupulus could not make contact with the ball. So 4th and 7. And the student section getting loud with their push-up board. Last time we saw a dance contest break out, and that was exhilarating. So they're going to punt. Cupulus with the punt, and he got some power on it, and then gets the bounce to go his way as well, going near the sideline, and that'll fall out at the 12-yard line. Excuse me, the 16-yard line. And a pretty good punt from the wide receiver there. And clearly some issues happening in the kicking department. The Warriors have not taken an extra point in the last 2 matchups. And now they're having their wide receivers punt. And looking ahead at the schedule next week, Westwood will host Desert Vista. And they have a streak of home games right now, including McClintok. Their next 4 games will be at home. Desert Vista, Basha, then Perry. Basha and Perry, 2 of the top teams in 6A. Basha, now number 25 in the country. That will be a challenging matchup in just a few weeks. As the Chargers burn their first timeout, we so too. We'll take a break after this message from Moxie Pest Control.
Yo, heads up!
Whoa, that was a close one. Nice arm, buddy.
Hey, you played football, didn't you?
Yeah, I used to play a little. Let me show you guys a few things.
Taking a little extra time in our service is what Moxie Pest Control is all about. Moxie, the highest and most reviewed pest control company in Arizona, protecting what matters most.
Both teams now have used their first timeout of the first half, and it's 22-10. Jaden Ricken here on the call in beautiful Mesa, Arizona, and it has been a hot one this week. The humidity has kept us from feeling like it's fall in Arizona as we near the end of September in just a couple weeks. Empty set for the Chargers on their first play of the drive following the punt from Cupulus. Fakes the pass, fires deep, and nearly intercepted. Dallin Hansen was there and not sure where that pass was intended to go to. Aiming for a ghost. Second and 10. And just like every game at Westwood, the home stands are packed. Everyone's showing out for Blackout on Native American Heritage Night, and stuffed in the backfield, nowhere to go. CP had no outlets, and Tenge in on the tackle. He's already had near 30. Third and long on the 16-yard line. And the Warriors want to put away this game early. Quick snap on the rush, out to the sideline, nowhere to go, and that pass is thrown into the dirt. So Venegas felt the pressure immediately and did not have any answers to the rush, so he will throw that away, and that'll bring up a fourth down. And this deep, they're going to want to punt it. And they're going to set up max protection. Tenge almost got in there, and that punt goes straight to the sky. And an unfortunate bounce for the Warriors. This will get up to the 46, and now we see penalties as there is an injured Charger. And he looks to be getting up, which is a great sign. So roughing the kicker. And that'll be a 15-yard penalty with an automatic first down. And that is a costly penalty. We saw the pressure get in there, but it was tough to tell from our angle if he actually made contact with the punter.
Yes, I agree.
And so the questionable call will move them to the 31-yard line. And McClintok will take a timeout following their roughing the kicker penalty. As we are getting underway here in the second quarter, live from Jerry Loper Field. The Westwood Warriors wanting to reinvent themselves this year. And this game is a great way to start that. It's their stretch of home games. They've been rough on the road, and this is a great way to start to build your record and try and get into those playoffs before it might be too late. So here they go, first down They take the snap, and CP to the sideline. He had more room, and he tries to make a juke. Instead, he falls. And that's been the play of the night. Parsons takes a snap and just runs it. I mean, I think Westwood has to be more prepared for that. They've done it nearly every play. Every time he gets the ball, he's running. He's not passing it. You've got to be more prepared. And here he goes. Tackled in the backfield. As they listen to me up here in the broadcast booth, I'm sure of it. Preston Atwood in the backfield. That's his third tackle for a loss this season. And he's been a big proponent of how good this defensive line is this season and how confident he feels in his brothers in their final year of high school football and trying to make a run for that championship trophy. 3rd and 2. Designated run. CP in the backfield gets tripped up. Can Westwood bring him down? It's going to be close. He falls for a few more. And they'll officially mark him at the line of scrimmage. Tyler Preston was able to get him down in the backfield. So 4th and 2. The Chargers down by 12. And it looks like they're going to go for it. Previously, they went for it on 4th down, and CP was able to convert for them. 8 seconds on the play clock. They look to the sideline. Players still standing straight up. Now 5 seconds. Snap. CP to the right side of the field, and he will push for about 4 yards past. Down at the 44-yard line as the 4th down conversion works for the second time of the night. Caden Abanag, the injured quarterback, the Chargers, 5'10 freshman, got player of the game against Camelback back in August. As we mentioned, he's injured now, and so Venegas has been filling his place, and honestly, he's not seen much action as Parsons continues to get fed. And a big hit. He'll meet a wall, and he will go down, loss of 2. 2nd and 12. And a big defensive group play there. 3 different Westwood players getting in on the tackle. Kyler Preston, Tenge, and Dallin Hansen as well. Clock still running. 7:15 in the second quarter. Extra blockers in the backfield. And straight through the chute. Gain of 7 as we see a switch up on the run. So on that play, the Chargers give it third and 5. Quick pass, no time to throw. Amazing catch made, running backwards, and an even better tackle. But we see a flag. And Venegas had no time to throw it. The Warriors are ready, covered the wide receivers. And the face mask penalty will be called, so that is an automatic first down for the Chargers. And right now the Chargers have had a couple of their drives kept alive by penalties. We saw it happen with the punt earlier. There he goes, right side. No one brings him down, still on his feet, and he did get pushed out. back around the 25-yard line. Hansen there, keeping him in, pushing him out of bounds. And Dallin Hansen, one of those big senior leaders on the team. He's such a force on the defense, and he's a vocal player, very coachable from what I've seen. Always listening, very responsive, doesn't have an attitude. Quick pass, curl route caught, sideline, breaks the tackle, and in for the score. So the Chargers make their second TD of the night. And it's Conga. The receiver room also a little banged up, so he's seen more targets than usual. And it's 22-6. The extra point is up, and it is blocked. So 22-16, and the Chargers are slowly eating away at the Warriors' lead. Now, only a one-score game. It's a 6-point battle in the second quarter, 5:48 left. And the issue that's happened a little bit with the Warriors defense is they run it to CP on almost every play. And I don't even know if you would call it running it to him. I mean, he just takes the ball and goes. It's his game out there. They don't really have an offense besides him, but that's where it kind of gets tricky. When they take Venegas and they give him the ball, all he needs to do is throw it to Conga, and Conga's making plays. So when they're so prepared for the run with CP, all they need is one little breakout catch. Conga has made several of those big plays so far, and that's been the perfect balance. Now on the kick return, and a good tackle. And whistles. So we'll see what the decision is. And unsportsmanlike conduct on the Warriors. Penalties, discipline, they all tie in together, and Coach Large has drilled that into his players' minds. For the past 2 weeks, that's been a challenge. He's talked to me a lot about their Monday practices, and those always being the hardest practices of the week. The team coming off of the weekend, sometimes they have a win, and that's their most physical day, and that's when the team really has to focus the most. It's also the hardest time. Barkas, left side, tries to follow some blockers, and he does. And a big pickup for Keyshawn Barkas following the penalty. And Keyshawn Barkas needs to get some offers under his belt. I mean, he is such a high-level running back. And there he goes. Tonight, a battle of the backfield, CP versus Keyshawn Barkas.
Brought down by Sebastian Santos, also on the tackle number 11. Gain of 3, second.
Barkas weighs 200 pounds, and he's squatting 385. He's a strong kid. I mean, he's squatting nearly double his body weight, and he's only 5'9". Agile, elusive, and physical. Tackled at the knees. And it's going to be marked a first down. He gets it by 1. The only concern with running the ball so much is how much can they take, right? If they're getting hit on every play and they've got to make breakout runs. How much stamina does he have? This time follows a block, lowers a shoulder, and holds on to the ball. Keyshawn Barkis is unstoppable.
Touchdown saving tackle by Preston Molina along with Michael Javieta. First and 10 for Westwood. Ball being spotted off the
And a 32-yard run.
timeout, Chargers.
Chargers will take a timeout as they scramble to find an answer for the flash. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a minute after a message from Moxie Pest Control.
Yo, heads up!
Whoa, that was a close one. Nice arm, buddy.
Hey, you played football, didn't you?
Yeah, I used to play a little. Let me show you guys a few things.
Taking a little extra time in our service is what Moxie Pest Control is all about. Moxie, the highest and most reviewed pest control company in Arizona, protecting what matters most.
So McClintok takes their final timeout of the first half, just under 5 minutes in the second quarter. And the Warriors trying to put together an offensive drive to respond to the couple of scores we've seen on the other side of the field. 1st and 10 on the 24-yard line. And there's been one man who's been driving the ball so far. And they give it to Reed for the pass. Quick slant down the middle and nearly intercepted. Could not hold on. Michael Williams, number 24, could not hold on to it, and that could have been costly. Reed had quite a few interceptions in the first game against Burbank. Luckily, he's pulled it together for the past 3. Reed, right side run, open hole, in for the touchdown, and he throws the shoulder at the end. Elliot Reed getting physical. That's the rugby player in him. And everything on the ground tonight. 4:14 as the Warriors get in for another score. And it wouldn't be a Westwood game if they didn't go for 2. Rollout, left side looking. Doesn't have much. He should just run it, and then he does. Wide open left side of the field. And they're just going to give him the 2-point conversion. So it's 30-16, and the Warriors back in the lead by 14. And the Warriors about halfway towards a running clock. Will have to score a couple more times in order to get that. And we appreciate everybody who was able to tune in tonight or still is tuning in as we try to cover all of Westwood's games. I've been to all of them so far this season, although we have not been allowed to broadcast any of the away games. And the Warriors, this is the type of team that they've shown they can be. We talked before the game about the high highs. This is it. Very quick moving offense, able to shut down opposing offenses as well. But when Barkis isn't there, or when they go for the pass game and Reed can't connect, that's when they've really struggled. And we see a group picture being taken, so we get an angle of that. Westwood cheer and Palm and a lot of other people who I'm not able to identify. Short kick fielded at the 20, and you see the light flash like it's the Super Bowl from a camera, and he'll take it up to the 32-yard line. Nate Willis able to take him down. We talked about how he had to fill in for Barkas last week, and that was a sight to see. .406 in the second quarter. As 6A football starts to heat up across the valley, ironically, as weathers hopefully start to cool down. CP's been able to move the ball, but this time he's not in the backfield. It's Venegas. And Venegas has hands in his face, tries to get it out, and throws it into the ground looking for Hayden Bajit, and Bajit was not prepared. Second and 10. And 4:03 on the clock. And they feed it to him. He'll get a few. And it's just hard to stop him. I mean, you almost just have to count on the fact that he's not going to be able to run it every single play of the game. The D-line has done a better job in the second, though, so far, of stuffing those gaps and forcing him to the outside. Venegas, ball tipped up. Westwood for the interception. And, nearly caught. There were two Warriors going for it. We saw Dallin Hansen looking for it like it was a pop fly. Preston Atwood there as well. And there's a reason they're not out on the baseball field. 4th and 9. And McClintok gonna punt. They're not too concerned with going for it on 4th right now. Obviously, they're only on the 33-yard line. 3:25, and the Warriors will have to work with the time they're given before halftime. They still have 2 timeouts in their back pocket. High punt. Barkas fields it, and his knee is down at the 35-yard line. So 65 yards to get back to that orange grass. And they will have 3 minutes and 19 seconds to do so. Make sure you check out the next episode of Unfinished Business Season 2 on Arizona Family Sports, airing tonight. And if you miss it tonight or any of its reruns on the weekend, it'll be up on our YouTube channel, the same one you're watching this live stream on Monday night. And let me just tell you, I have insider access to the episodes, and this might be one of the best ones yet. First down. There he goes, the man-child, down the field. So speedy. Too easy. Barkas in for another. We said 65 yards to the orange. He says, okay, that's easy for me. I'll do it for you in one play, and it'll only take 10 seconds. 36-16, a 20-point game. He's just too good. He really is. Now, another 2-point conversion. Motion, low snap, read on the roll, easy once again. Bread and butter. It's become routine for the Warriors. Ben Atwood on the 2-pointer. And we talked about clock management. All right, Warriors got to go 65 yards, 3 minutes. They do it in 10 seconds. So the Chargers will get another shot at the ball this half, but they have no timeouts. And I will be interested to see how they end up approaching this drive. It is a 22-point game. And now the Warriors even closer to getting a potential running clock and getting out of here early tonight.
And deep for a seam from McClintok, C.B. Parsons, along with Hayden Bajel. Getting set to kick off for Westwood is Alon.
And a little update across the valley. Basha taking on Mountain View. The Bears are winning 24-0 right now at halftime as they continue to move up the national rankings. A team to beat in AZ right now. And the Warriors will face them in 2 weeks. And that is going to be a real challenge because if they want to make a run in the playoffs, Basha's going to be there at some point. Now, maybe the Open isn't the path for the Warriors, but Basha's going to be a good test to see what they can do. And a little pitch on the kick return. Nowhere to go. Parsons, the one-man army tonight. Michael Walker gets him on the tackle.
And it's in border. And next Loper.
It is technically possible we can get the ball again.
So under 3 minutes, if the Warriors play this right, maybe they even get the ball back. 2 timeouts. Chargers have none. The defense has been absolutely balling tonight. And if the coaches can play this well, the Warriors may end up actually getting that running clock with another score. First down, Parsons this time gets a little bit more action, and he will get to the first, but the ball is out. I haven't heard a whistle yet. Westwood has it. Can you believe it? Their third fumble recovery of the night. And that defense has just been amazing. We'll turn the ball over on the 32-yard line. And we talked, I keep jinxing it, but in a good way. I said, okay, there's 3 minutes. Maybe Westwood gets the ball back if they play it right. All right, Jaden, watch us. We'll do it first play. So 2:50, 2 timeouts on the 32-yard line. Can they make magic happen? Reed, a lone empty set, rolling out, gets his block, and gets a push in the back, but he will fall down at the 15-yard line, and hey, that's a great run for about 17 yards.
Ball in the red zone on the McClintok 16-yard line.
Reed looking, fires, slant in the middle. Pass is complete. And they'll call it incomplete. Cupulus could not hold on to it.
Now it's being called incomplete. Second down 10.
2nd and 10 following the incompletion. Alvarez has been quiet tonight. He's out to the left. Here he comes in motion. And they're going to fake the handoff. Reed, there he goes at the goal line, and he's in for his second rushing TD of the night. Elliott Reed, back to back. And it's 44-16.
And
2 minutes and 9 seconds left on the clock. Fires it, bounced, nearly intercepted, so that 2-point conversion no good, and Westwood will not get to 30 points. So no running clock just yet And we'll be back after a quick message from Moxie Pest Control.
Yo, heads up!
Whoa, that was a close one. Nice arm, buddy.
Hey, you played football, didn't you?
Yeah, I used to play a little. Let me show you guys a few things.
Taking a little extra time in our service is what Moxie Pest Control is all about. Moxie, the highest and most reviewed pest control company in Arizona, protecting what matters most.
So we welcome you back from another Warriors score. 300 total rushing yards for the offense in the first half, and there's still 2 minutes left. Running clock rules state that a team needs to be leading by 42 in the first half or 35 in the second half. The Warriors are leading by 28 points right now. So if they can get another TD in, they will get a running clock in the second half. So it's essential to prevent a score on this drive right now. The Chargers started with the ball, so the Warriors will receive the second half kick, and CP picks it up at the 1 yard line, spinning at the 20, and met by a swarm of black jerseys. Westwood showing off and their new fits tonight.
First down, 10 yards to go. Now Strunk on the tackle, getting in on the stop, Braden Scott along with Tori Resendez.
And the Chargers waiting for their transfers to play. This is week 4. They'll have to wait for week 5 to go. That'll be against Horizon. So after that, the first game, their transfers will be eligible to start will be Paradise Valley on October 2nd. And so the first 5 games of this season, maybe not exactly representative of how this team will be playing once we get into October, November, and obviously every team's goal of making it all the way to December. 2 minutes on the dot, excuse me. Pass intercepted into the middle of the secondary and all the way back. Pick 6! Dallin Hansen! And the Warriors are playing on easy mode right now. They continue to run up the score, and Venegas throws it into the middle of the field. There were no receivers around whatsoever. Hansen waits, boom, easy, give it to him. 50-16. 34-point differential. They need 35 for the running clock in the second half, so they need just 1 point here. Right now they have the 2-point team on the field. And we've seen more scores in the last minute than I think I might have ever seen in the span of a minute and a half in a high school game. Empty set for for Reed. Barkus to his left side. Reed's just going to take it and run, and he gets tripped up. Ball is out. It's not going to matter. So the 2-point conversion, no good, and the Warriors still shy of a running clock, but now they're only 1 point away, and there's still 2 minutes left. What the Chargers will end up doing here with these 2 minutes, I will be interested to see. But the Warriors have really pulled ahead. And Dallin Hansen with the pick 6. So many defensive turnovers. We've seen 3 fumble recoveries and now 1 interception in the first half. The defense, phenomenal. The offense, electric. And Westwood having a great game on Native American Heritage Night. It's September 19th, and we were still in the 90s today here in Mesa, Arizona. And the humidity makes it feel like it's back in the 100s. The tough part for the Warriors being up this much is staying disciplined now, right? Still taking the game serious, even though you can get some different looks, different squads out on the field. You can't just give up or say, oh, we're up by this much, I'm not going to try anymore. That's the discipline that Coach Large really wants them to have. Here comes the kick return. He's got a little bit of room to run, and whoa. He gets some air when he goes out of bounds at the 40. Micah Archie, the production assistant tonight, running the scoreboard and our commercials, and he is doing the Lord's work right now as we get a little angle inside the booth of his work. And Micah Archie is hard at work. There he goes, a little wave. You love that. Minute 44. The Warriors still have 2 timeouts, so don't count out the opportunity to get another shot to punch it in. Venegas has struggled to throw. His only times that he's really shown some positive signs have been when Conga gets open in the wide secondary. That one low snap, tackled, and a sack. Bring him down and keep him down. Tenge in on the massive sack, and Venegas is a little slow to get up. He'll hobble over to the sideline. We talked about he's filling in, and he's not the quarterback build. He's 5'6", 130 pounds, playing on varsity high school football. So it's going to be tough, and when you have somebody like Tenge getting in, you know, over 6'3", 240, I mean, that's going to hurt. So timeout on the field, 2nd and 25. Warriors playing the clock game.
16's back in the huddle with his helmet on, by the way, coach.
Venegas in the huddle during the timeout, which is a great sign that he's not injured. At least not enough to where he can potentially go back into the game.
Please give her some support down there.
And the crowd getting loud. Make sure you guys check out the next episode of Unfinished Business Season 2. Also, if you're interested, we're doing a documentary on Perry High School as well. Timothy Seal putting in the majority of the work for that one on the recording front. Friend of the show, so show him some love as well. There he goes, big tackle in the backfield, and it has been like, we see whistles now, and it's like the Warriors are eating the Chargers for breakfast right now. I mean, they just go in there, they take what they want in the backfield.
Timeout on the field, timeout Westwood.
Warriors will use their final timeout, a minute 18, and that'll bring up 3rd and forever, 3rd and 28. So the Warriors will have to put together a pretty swift offensive drive if they're able to get a stop on these next 2 downs. Both teams out of timeouts. .118 on the clock. Almost 3rd and 30 from the 23-yard line. Already 4 turnovers for this Warriors defense. Quick pass out to the sideline, caught by Conga, and he will stumble out of bounds after a pickup of about 7. Maybe a little bit less than that. And he goes out of bounds. Gets a partial clock stoppage. 4th and 23. And they'll put him all the way onto the left hash. And of course, they're going to punt it, but that leaves the Warriors with a lot of time. And they are celebrating that clock stoppage. 3 seconds to snap it. Punt is off, nearly blocked. This one gets some actual distance on it, and a very unfortunate bounce. Could have been worse. Goes out on the 28. So a minute and 5 seconds, no timeouts for the Warriors, and they're going to want to score one last time to have that running clock immediately start the third quarter. Jaden Ricken providing you your play-by-play coverage tonight. We appreciate you tuning in as Westwood wants to make a name for themselves this season. They'll face a lot of tough competition in 6A, though. Bastion #1 Mesa now also on the come-up after getting these California transfers. The AIA will manually review the decision. These players were suspended from California games. They were allowed to transfer here and only sit for 10 days. All other transfers have to sit for 5 games, so big drama happening that will affect some of Westwood's opponents. And obviously for the Warriors, Mesa is their #1 rival. Week by week, we will fill you in on the updates on the story. Quick pass, loss of 5, 2nd and 15. Reed feels the pressure, and he's going to go down. That is a big sack for the Chargers, and the clock's still running under 30 seconds, and the Warriors may just run this to halftime and try and get that one more point in the third quarter. 15 seconds on the game clock, 15 seconds before half, and they will run it. So final score of the first half is 50-16, and the game started great for the Warriors. They get a fumble recovery on the first play of the game, and then they punch it in. Barkus takes a couple TDs for himself. Elliott Reed runs in for a few, and it was blowout territory the last couple of minutes. An exciting first quarter, and now the Warriors trying to close it out, get that running clock, and get out of here potentially an hour earlier. Jaden Ricken on the call tonight, and we appreciate you tuning in to Big Show Productions Live as we give you coverage of Westwood football here in Mesa and also Perry football. If you're watching their documentary, we appreciate all the support you guys have given us. And this was a dominant game for the Warriors on both sides of the field. And while the offense was dominant, Barkus tore it up all night long. I think the more impressive thing is the fact that the defense already has 4 turnovers, 3 fumble recoveries, and 1 pick six from Dallin Hansen. That is unheard of in high school. To have that much defensive motion, I mean, that takes a lot of skill. The defensive line, the 10 gays, was so good. We've seen some other really strong defensive players in there, and then the secondary has been on top of it as well. The only times that the Chargers have really felt any sort of offensive movement have been when they've let up some big passes deep, but the secondary is there to make up for it on the next drive. And so that has been the extremely impressive part about this game, is how many turnovers the defense has made. But then the running game, right? It's a tale of 2 backs, CP for the Chargers and Keyshawn Barkus for the Warriors. Those two have been battling it out, and I don't know how often you're going to see Barkus, get the ball in the second half, because he's been fed it the entire time. Same thing for CP. If the Chargers are waiting for some of their transfers for the final 5 games of the season, I don't know how much they might want to use CP now. They're already down 34. It'll be a tough call for their coaches to make in the second half. And we appreciate you guys tuning in. We will step aside for the band's performance at halftime, and we will see you guys in about 20 minutes. And welcome back to Westwood Warrior football live here on September the 19th as the Warriors are blowing out the McClintok Chargers. We are 1 point away from a running clock in the second half. Jaden Ricken on the call tonight. My production assistant, Micah Archie, just off camera, been running the scoreboard and helping out with some of our graphics. And then producer Chris Peterson down on the sideline getting the shots for his next episode of Unfinished Business Season 2. Episode 4 airs tonight on Arizona Family Sports. You'll get to see an inside look at last week's matchup against the Shadow Ridge Stallions and how the Warriors struggled without the running game. Quite an opposite story from how they've played today. Keyshawn Barkas has just been electric, and then the defense has been there supporting him, backing him up the entire time. Starting the first play of the game, the Warriors were able to get a fumble recovery. So now they have a lot of momentum coming into the second half. They will also receive the opening kickoff. And if they can get up by 35, the clock will not stop, which is the high school football equivalent of a mercy rule. Good kick fielded by Hanson deep. Hanson through the middle, has a few blockers, out to the sideline. Dallin Hanson has one guy to beat, and a great block. He keeps going, stiff arm, down to the 10-yard line, and he almost goes the distance, but he gets him that far. And a 20-minute halftime break does not stop the Warriors from keeping up the energy. And there is a flag. It is further onto the field, which is a good sign. It's at the 30-yard line, so it won't be coming back all the way if it's on the Warriors. So that'll put him on the 40-yard line. Still, great field position. Dallin Hanson just been a stud. And there's so much you could say about him, and he takes a well-deserved rest over on the bench right now. Two receivers to his left, Barkas to his right. What will Reed do? And now he's going to motion his tight ends over to the left side of the line. Handoff, Barkas cuts it to the left outside. And a big hit, tackled by the ankles as he holds on to the ball. Second and 7. He has such an ability to pick up yards in situations that very few other running backs would be able to make something happen out of, and that's been his X-factor ability of the night. He can just run through, and he is so hard to take down. 50-16 is the score. High snap. Reed's just going to hold on to it, and he finds a hole, a gap through the middle. He's still running. Tackled at the 20, and Elliott Reed also thinking quick on his feet. On the 21, nearing where Hanson got that kick return to before blocking the back haul. Reed roll out to his left. Nobody open, just throws it into the ground, and he takes a big hit. No flag thrown for roughing the passer. 2nd and 10. And the student section getting excited with the 6-7 song, and I don't know much about that. Micah, do you know anything about the 6-7 song?
Absolutely nothing.
Micah Archie with the insight on the 6-7. Believe me, if you're a parent and you don't get it, neither do some young people like me. Barkas fighting. The Tasmanian Devil spins for 5 on that play. 3rd and 5. I'll give him 3rd and 3. Tack on 2 more.
Also getting on the tackle, Preston Molina, along with David Fuentes. 3rd down 3. Ball on the Charger 14-yard line.
And any score will do. Barkus helping in the backfield. Deep throw and way over the head of Alvarez. 4th and 3. We haven't seen an extra point attempt in the last 2 games. Kicking issues happening with the Warriors. And now a question of what will happen here on 4th and 3 in the red zone on the 14. And they're not going to go for field goal attempt. They're going to keep out the offense. Motion, Atwood, Porter to the left side. Loading. And Reed's going to run that way, follows his block right at the 1st down, and he will have it. There he goes, Elliott Reed. Cut it a little close, but he'll get it. So 1st down. Reed just wants to get the Warriors fans' heart rate up on 4th down. Keep the adrenaline going. Inside the 10 now. 1st and goal. Barkus dances, gets it down to the 5. And it almost feels like the Warriors' offense gets better the closer they are to the end zone sometimes.
Ball being spotted on the 6, it'll bring up 2nd down, goal to go.
We've seen it a lot. Here it is again, the loading of the left side of the line. Chargers showing a blitz. Barkus goes left. Green towel on the back. He'll fall and he'll get in. Keyshawn Barkus with the first TD of the second half. And another one to his tally of scores. So the Warriors get it in quick and get the running clock started. 56-16, a lead of 40. And here comes that 2-point play we saw earlier that had the Chargers completely caught off guard. Reed runs, cuts back inside, and oh man, it's child's play. You know, the Cowboys tried to run something like that a couple of years ago where they just lined up the QB under center. They had everybody, the line and the receivers, all the way out to the right side, and the defense understood immediately what was going on. The Chargers have not been able to pick up on that either time it's been ran tonight, and that's one play that only works when you catch a defense off by surprise. If the defense recognizes what you're going to do, and they're going to tackle your QB instantly. So big defensive mistakes being made, and we will take a short break.
Burge Toyota is proud to sponsor Westwood High School, the oldest high school in the East Valley, a place where generations have learned, grown, and built lasting traditions. The Burge family understands the value of community because we've been here for generations too, serving families across Arizona with the same pride and dedication. We're honored to stand beside Westwood High School, the Burge way. It's different.
Warriors make a quick score. Dallin Hansen got them deep on the kickoff return. That got called back, sent them to the 40-yard line, a penalty that cost them 30 yards. And then Barkus and Reed tag team it for the score on that drive. And a commanding lead. And an okay return and a late flag. That will probably be against the Warriors, already over on the sideline. personal foul on Westwood. And questions over whether he was pushed into a late hit will be considered in the film room next week. Put him right at the 50-yard line, 8:35 in the third quarter. CP sees the outside open, takes it, and will run out of bounds after a gain of about 7. And we will update you on the Basha score. It's now 24-7 at the start of the fourth quarter. And Basha flying through that game. Start of the fourth, we're still at the beginning of the third here. It was a pretty slow first half. Second and 3. 2 backs. Venegas just going to throw it to Conga on the slant. Conga takes a hit. He'll be short of the first. Third and 3. And the Warriors, like I said, getting different defensive looks. You can see Barris Gartling out there, Tenge out there on the D-line. Dallin Hanson still in the game. Third and short. Chargers just trying to make the scoreboard look a little bit more pretty now. Super far drop back. Venegas just lets it rip, and he makes the connection sideline, going and in for the score. Hayden Bajet with the sideline and then the run. And Venegas, I'm surprised he got that off. He dropped back probably about 10 yards and then just threw it, but there was no coverage. This is the one thing that you have to keep in mind is just don't fall asleep. The running clock will continue even though it's no longer a 35-point lead. And fumbles in. It is still a 35-point lead, excuse me, but regardless, if they started to narrow that down, it would not be stopping anytime soon. So, extra point gets fumbled. They cannot convert. 58-22. We'll be back after a quick message from Moxie Pest Control.
Yo, heads up!
Whoa, that was a close one. Nice arm, buddy.
Hey, you played football, didn't you?
Yeah, I used to play a little. Let me show you guys a few things.
Taking a little extra time in our service is what Moxie Pest Control is all about. Moxie, the highest and most reviewed pest control company in Arizona, protecting what matters most.
And Keyshawn Marcus.
Let's take a look at the Westwood Warriors schedule for the next couple of weeks. Desert Vista next week. Basha the week after. The team to beat. Hanson on another big kickoff return. Oh my goodness, he keeps it alive. There he goes. Green, green, green. Dallin Hanson all the way. And I don't see a flag this time. That kid's got speed. This kid is incredible. Back-to-back kickoff returns, almost takes one all the way. Next one, he's like, hey, you know what? I was 10 yards short last time. It's all right. I'll do it this time. There he goes. And he cut through several tackles, went from the left side of the field all the way to the right side. Great field vision. Great blocks as well. Credit to the entire special teams unit. And we see an extra point. Westwood kicks their first in the last two games. They have really not wanted to do that. So we will join Dallin Hansen in taking a short break as we will see another kickoff here in a minute.
Burge Toyota is proud to sponsor Westwood High School, the oldest high school in the East Valley, a place where generations have learned, grown, and built lasting traditions. The Burge family understands the value of community because we've been here for generations too, serving families across Arizona with the same pride and dedication. We're honored to stand beside Westwood High School, the Burge way. It's different.
Yo, heads up!
Whoa, that was a close one. Nice arm, buddy.
Hey, you played football, didn't you?
Yeah, I used to play a little. Let me show you guys a few things.
Taking a little extra time in our service is what Moxie Pest Control is all about. Moxie, the highest and most reviewed pest control company in Arizona, protecting what matters most.
Welcome back, Dallin Hansen. Deja vu gets another big kick return, this time all the way to the house. And we'll see if the Chargers can do the same, which they will not. That one bounces into the end zone. So 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line. And both teams getting quick scores there. Conga able to get open, and he had a wide open shot to the end zone. Then Dallin Hansen makes it happen with the physical kick return. Jaden Ricken still providing you guys play-by-play coverage. If you're interested in any of my other work, you can check out my YouTube channel, Jaden Ricken. You can watch some of my other games. I was just at Seton Catholic last night calling their game. And you might not want to watch that one. Seton kind of feeling like the Chargers. They got blown out. And a fumble. No way Westwood recovers. Oh, my goodness. Yes, they do. A 5th defensive turnover. And wow, no words to describe how great the defense has played tonight. We'll take over on the 12, and they're already at 65, and there's still 5 minutes in the third. How high can the Warriors go tonight? That'll be the question.
Jackson Anderson in QB. Alvarez at tailback.
There they go. Alvarez on the run, taking place of Barkus, and that's smart. Honestly, I don't think Barkus should have been playing at all in the second half here, but they finally let him get some rest. Obviously, he had the second half of last week's game to rest, just not willingly. He had 2 personal fouls called against him that caused him to be ejected from the game, and then he was facing suspension. Luckily, they were able to fight and get him clearance to play. There they go, Alvarez again, and he just gets stuffed in the backfield. No help. So that'll push him back, and that'll set up 3rd and medium.
And getting in on the tackle. Conga. Along with Sabian Harry. They're down Pentagon now inside the 10-yard line.
No man's land, all alone in the backfield. There he goes, off to the races. Jackson Anderson in place of Elliott Reed will not go anywhere. 4th and 10, send out the field goal crew. Get them some reps. And you see Reed step back on, and I mean, there might be a point in this season where they have to end up taking a field goal. That could be a game-winning or potentially game-tying situation. I don't agree with the decision here to not just give it a try. You're already up by 43. Here we go. So Reed is the holder. They will go for the field goal. There goes the field goal, and it was not ready, but crossbar and bounces in. And there's something in the air tonight. Everything seems to be going Westwood's way. And clearly miscommunication, but they get it in. 26-yard field goal, and hit the bottom left and doink through. Magic happening tonight, and I don't know what more I could say. And welcome back inside the broadcast booth as the Warriors just are piling it on the McClintok Chargers right now. The Chargers, this wasn't them at their best, though. They're waiting for a lot of transfers that won't be able to play until after their game next week. They have to sit 5 games, and that is a hot topic right now with how transfer rules work in the AIA. We may see some reform coming to that in the coming weeks, and so the Chargers just have had no answer, and luck is on the Warriors' side tonight. We saw the field goal there, the dink off of the miscommunicated field goal, and that's the first one they've tried all season, and it goes in. So just a lot happening right now, and we appreciate you if you're still tuning in because it's been a blowout. 68-22. And we've seen plenty of kickoffs this third quarter. Good tackle, brings him down. Ben Atwood, he's all over the field. That's one thing about the Warriors. You got players in plenty of different places. Elliott Reed, the holder on the kickoffs. Ben Atwood making moves on the kickoff unit. And we're going to do a quick interview with production assistant Micah Archie running the graphics tonight. And Micah, I know that you've watched your fair share of high school games over the past few years, maybe even some professional or college games. Have you ever seen a field goal quite like that?
Honestly, no. This team has the luck of the damned. I don't know how they're doing it, but they're pulling through. It's just a crazy sight to watch.
Micah Archie expressing how I'm sure a lot of you at home are feeling right now. Running clock's still going. 9-yard pickup on that play. And the stand's still packed. That's the thing about the Warriors. It's all about family. They're here just to watch at Burbank. The stands were packed all the way in California. Oh, quick pump fake. Then he goes deep. Sideline. Ooh, tried to OBJ it. Couldn't hold on. So third down. The CP back onto the field. 3rd and 1, or even any 3rd and 4th short situations, typically they just give it to CP and say, whatever you want, go for it, and he makes it happen. He's lined up in shotgun. Going to add an extra 5 yards if he runs, and he's going to do it anyways. Out to the sideline. There he goes, past the first, and for about 10 more. Ball on the 44. And I think this is a great opportunity now for the Warriors to practice their defense. D-line, they've been playing lights out. Corners, they've got to watch. And here comes CP on the run. There he goes out to the sideline. Oh, and a big hit. Spencer Blatter is the one to make the big hit, but not a legal one.
Dead ball. Personal foul called on Westwood.
CP through the middle to the left side.
Ball carried by C.P. Parsons. Brought down by Xavier Reese. And the zeros are up. That's the end of the third quarter with Westwood on top. Westwood Warriors.
And that'll be the end of the third quarter, and we will take a quick break.
Burge Toyota is proud to sponsor Westwood High School, the oldest high school in the East Valley, a place where generations have learned, grown, and built lasting traditions. The Burge family understands the value of community because we've been here for generations too, serving families across Arizona with the same pride and dedication. We're honored to stand beside Westwood High School, the Burge way. It's different.
Yo, heads up!
Whoa, that was a close one. Nice arm, buddy.
Hey, you played football, didn't you?
Yeah, I used to play a little. Let me show you guys a few things.
Taking a little extra time in our service is what Moxie Pest Control is all about. Moxie, the highest and most reviewed pest control company in Arizona.
And we welcome you back. Fourth quarter starts now on Big Show Productions Live. Jaden Ricken providing you your coverage of the Warriors' blowout game. And here they go. Chargers in for the score. CP runs it to the right side of the field. So he will get in for the TD. And here comes the extra point. Noel Cruz for the extra point. And that one straight through the upright, so it's 68-29. $11:35. Make sure you guys check out Big Show Productions documentaries. We have two going on this season, obviously the Westwood Warriors, but also the Perry Pumas. So if you want kind of an inside the enemy lines look at another big 6A school that the Warriors will be playing in 3 weeks, actually 4 weeks, they have their bye, then make sure you look at that. Cale Snyder leading the Perry Pumas, head coach Joel Ortiz trying to make the Pumas top dogs. They have struggled to reach the heights that they once had with now 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy when he was at the helm in the late 2010s. And we appreciate you dealing with, our small production crew here. It's just myself and Micah Archie. Last week we had Angus Trengmo joining me in the booth, and we hope to have him back for future games as well as we continue to improve week after week, just like the Warriors. Kick return up to the 35. Dog pile. And now we will see the Warriors jog back on. Clock still ticking. And this fourth quarter should be flying by. Alvarez in the backfield alongside Anderson. And there comes the 11th man, missing their right guard. Hand off to Alvarez. Alvarez down Main Street, and he's eventually tackled at the 40-yard line. And there is a Charger on the ground, and he does not look to be getting up. So we will take a break as we hope for the best.
Burge Toyota is proud to sponsor Westwood High School, the oldest high school in the East Valley, a place where generations have learned, grown, and built lasting traditions. The Burge family understands the value of community because we've been here for generations too, serving families across Arizona with the same pride and dedication. We're honored to stand beside Westwood High School, the Burge way. It's different.
Yo, heads up!
Whoa, that was a close one. Nice arm, buddy.
Hey, you played football, didn't you?
Yeah, I used to play a little. Let me show you guys a few things.
Taking a little extra time in our service is what Moxie Pest Control is all about. Moxie, the highest and most reviewed pest control company in Arizona, protecting what matters most.
Christian Boone, number 21 for the Chargers, being helped off the field. And just unfortunate to have an injury this late into a game, especially one that the Chargers are not getting back into anytime soon. 2nd and 9, Alvarez picked up 6 on the run. Clock's still ticking. Running clocks was activated at the beginning of the third. And Alvarez, oh my gosh, off to the races. One guy to beat. Great cutback inside. Oh, he's still moving. No! Eric Alvarez tackled at the 5-yard line. But man, was he that close. Great defense there. I mean, that's ultimately what stopped him from scoring. And the Warriors are going to try and punch it in now on the 4-yard line. Alvarez, 52-yard carry. Here they go. On the ground game, late flag thrown. They'll signal the touchdown, but we'll have to see if it stands. And officials still discussing. So it's against the Chargers. Warriors score again. Keep adding it up. Now they're at 74 points. And we're getting into Madden level of scores right now. Said earlier they're playing on easy mode. Well, I don't know if there's a mode below that, but they're certainly on it. Another extra point. Amazing reps here. And this one looks a lot prettier than what we saw before. 75-29. Jaden Ricken alongside Micah Archie. And let's go into our booth camera where we can see Micah Archie hard at work keeping our graphics updated. And he's had to press those buttons a lot. 75-29. He's certainly had his work cut out for him tonight. And I'm sure he's not able to hear me right now, so, he's clearly focused and dialed in. And Micah, if you can hear us all the way from the other side of the booth, what are your thoughts on the game so far?
Well, the game's pretty great. The team has just been going really hard. Honestly, like you said, the score difference is crazy. I don't know how the Chargers could come back from this. Not really possible.
And now we'll go back to our field camera, Micah Archie, needing to get some of his own on-air time. Micah and I used to work together for Basha's broadcast program for our high school stay, and now we're out here trying to navigate the world. I'm over at ASU, continuing sports broadcasting, and Micah is also in college. Micah, tell the viewers more about that.
I'm going to Chandler Gilbert Community College doing graphic design. It's pretty fun. I like it.
And let me tell you, I ran a sports show called Table Talk Next Level at Basha. It was a sports debate show, and I would have about 15 graphics a week. There was one guy I went to every single time, and it was Micah right here. So if you're looking for a graphic designer, by some stroke of luck, I mean, Westwood's had their own stroke of luck tonight. Micah Archie, he's your guy. Hard worker, great graphics, great vision. The only thing Micah's not going to get you is spelling. And Micah cracking up at that one. He knows he's always struggled a bit with that, and 8:33 left. And it's a blowout, 75-29. If you're still tuning in, thank you. McClintok now gets a try. And the challenge for the Warriors coming out of this will be similar to when they played Desert Ridge. Discipline going into the next week, coming off a big win and being able to stay focused. It's not as easy as you might think when you're riding high to try and humble yourself and say, hey guys, we have to keep playing. I'm not a big fan of when teams say, losing that game was the best thing that could have happened. I'm not a fan of that. Same thing with winning though. Some teams get cocky. It's important to just stay focused. And there's a tackle in the backfield. That's a sack. Oh, and it was a handoff. Correction. It's a loss of a yard. And Westwood coaches packing up in the press box. They're excited about the early night, and honestly, for a running clock game, we're still going to be getting done here late. It was a very long first half. And there comes a good stiff arm to the sideline. He'll get down to the 30, and the Warriors cheering on the big tackle made by Gavin Cleve, number 91. And an another injury for the Chargers. So let's hear more from Burge Toyota.
Burge Toyota is proud to sponsor Westwood High School, the oldest high school in the East Valley, a place where generations have learned, grown, and built lasting traditions. The Burge family understands the value of community because we've been here for generations too, serving families across Arizona with the same pride and dedication. We're honored to stand beside Westwood High School, the Burge way. It's different.
And as we start to round it out here from Jerry Loper Field, 7 minutes left, we will start taking you around the state. Basha leading Mountain View 31-13. The Bears continue their streak, and they haven't been able to crack the top 20 just yet. The last time we saw them even get near that, if I'm remembering correctly, it was in the DeMond Williams Jr. era 2 years ago. That was before they lost to the Highland Hawks on their homecoming game, and then that was no chance of getting back in after that. Gain of 9, Chargers just trying to get out of here. So the Perry Pumas playing the Highland Hawks right now. They are smacking them. It's 35-3 at the start of the fourth quarter. Highlands 0-3, the Pumas 1-2. Timothy Seal over there making the documentary. Let's take a look at Chandler High School. Chandler winning 27-14 over Williamsfield. Basha blew out Williamsfield last week as we started to enter region play. And, ooh, big hit. They'll fall for more. And we talked a lot about Mesa High School and how they've been doing with transfers. And we take a look at their schedule. They have their bye week this week. Oh, excuse me, they actually had a Thursday night game. They played Desert Ridge yesterday. Smoked them 53-6, similar to how the Warriors performed. They'll play Castile next Friday, and as of now, those California transfers are allowed to play in that Castile game, although that decision is set to be reviewed. So there's a little look around the state as we see a Westwood injury. And he was quick to get on his feet, which is always a good sign. It's number 20, Xavion Reese. First and 10 on the 44. Big pressure, escapes the sack, and CP running further and further, and he'll just run out of bounds. And that's a great way. And correction, not CP. That is Daniel Fuentes, who got closed out there on the scramble, had nowhere to turn to. Loss of 8, 2nd and 18, now under 5 minutes. And the keeper down Main Street. And CP holds on to it, although I wouldn't be shocked if there was potentially another turnover in this game. We've already seen 5. So they'll gain back the 8 they lost, and it brings up a 3rd and 10. And it was a great game for the Warriors. Defensively, blowout. Offensively, we saw movement. Reed didn't exactly throw a whole lot. He was able, though, to make the read when he didn't and take off going downfield, showing off his skills on the go, which is obviously one of the top traits wanted in quarterbacks nowadays. It's almost needed. There goes the run to the outside. I got a feel for CP right now because he has not been given a break. He has been running the ball the entire night, and if this is how this game's going, I'm sure this has been him the entire season, and that's going to be tough for a running back to run the ball that much. I mean, running backs is one of the most physical positions. Got to wonder about rep management. You're already down by nearly 50. All right. There he goes on the pass, and oh my goodness, wide open. There he goes. In for the TD score. Parson connects to Fuentes. And he gets a little pass in the air. Parsons' first throwing touchdown. And so let's talk a little bit about McClintok's head coach, Nick Offenberger. This is his 3rd consecutive year at a new team. So first year at McClintok, but he's been on the road a lot. He's been a coach since 2017, so 8 years now. And this game will likely continue a losing streak for the Chargers. This will be their 3rd in a row. They lost to Marcos Diniza last week, 41-28. Gilbert, 49-14 the week before. And then at the end of last season, they lost in the first round to Campo Verde, 42-39. That one, a close game. And the Chargers obviously kind of wanting to get back into that playoff position. And I don't know if that's going to be in the cards for them after their performance tonight. They have some serious positions that need actual players. They cannot let Frederick Parsons run the ball every single play, and they cannot have Venegas at QB. Under 2 minutes, close to closing out this game. Jaden Ricken on the call. Schedule is, for our broadcast as of now, is up in the air for the next couple of weeks. We are trying to pull together a special surprise for the Basha game in a few weeks, but we will keep you updated on if we are going to be able to be here for Desert Vista. After Perry in 3 and 4 weeks, they'll take on Salt Point Catholic, then Valley Vista, and they'll close out the season on the road against Mesa. That one bounces into the back of the end zone, so that'll be a touchback. Under a minute, and the Warriors will probably line up in a victory formation here. 75-36, and I mean, some of that was garbage time. But the Warriors were, pedal to the metal really up until the fourth, and even in the fourth, they were still making scores. So I'm impressed with Westwood's performance tonight. This is how the team should be playing every week, and this was an even stronger performance than against Desert Ridge in week 2. That one, another blowout win. But there they had, we talked about 165 yards and penalties. Ironically, a penalty on that play. This game was a lot cleaner. 5 defensive turnovers is unheard of. Then an offense that was literally unstoppable. So obviously they weren't going up against a team that was fully healthy, but still perfect execution, and they didn't have those mental mistakes that have been so costly, especially last week with Barkas getting ejected. You can't be so dramatic with high school teams. They're gonna take time to learn. Even for McClintok, they're a young squad, a lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomore. They haven't played varsity. They're gonna have to get used to that. And the Warriors, right, they're gonna knock off some rust and then get used to, hey, whoa, we have to play at another level of competition. And so that will be the final play of the game. 75-36 is the final score. The Warriors take it home, and they will move to a 2-2 record as the Chargers will fall to 1-3. Jaden Ricken on the call, and we will be coming to you inside the booth for our post-game show. And here we are, an exciting game for the Warriors. Obviously, the second half still exciting, but your feelings aren't in it as much when you're already up by 34 going into the third quarter and then getting up to 75 points. I mean, we talked a little bit Madden numbers, right? This was incredible to get up by that much, and they just kept going. There was no stopping, and I'm impressed too. Let's commend the Chargers for their effort. They didn't give up. They had starters in up until the end of the game. Even when they were already getting smoked, they kept playing. For them, we just mentioned it, young team. They're going to learn. They're going to get better, and I'm sure when their transfers become eligible after next week, that's only going to make the team better. For the Warriors now, it's can they play like this every single week? Barkas just looks like the best running back in 6A. Reed, maybe not passing as much as he should be, but he's able to make critical plays on the ground, take off for it. That's what they need to play like. And the D-line, boom, that is what we're talking about. Sine Tenge already has an offer to ASU that he is committed to. He wants to stay home. We'll see if he follows through with that by the end of the season. But that defensive front has been amazing. That is the real threat of Westwood. Barkas, yes, of course, he's there in the backfield. The defense is really what's going to get you. Obviously, there's the old saying, offense wins games, defense wins championships. But that really means something here. Because no matter how strong of an offense you have, if you have a stronger defense on the opposing side, it's not going to matter. Today started as a battle of two running backs, CP versus Keyshawn Barkas. It really ended, though, with a story of defenses. 5 turnovers, 4 fumble recoveries, 1 pick six from Dallin Hansen, And then he just, wow, kick returns right, boom, 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 he's going. Player of the game, without a doubt, Keyshawn Barkas in a close second. And I really liked what Coach Large said about discipline and knowing that the team needs to play to their strengths and just not have those mental mistakes, because that's what they did tonight. Clearly, his coaching skills showing in today's game. So I'm Jaden Ricken, producer Chris Peterson, producing the Unfinished Business documentary. New episode out tonight on Arizona Family Sports. It'll be up on YouTube in a couple of days if you don't catch any of the reruns. Once again, thank you, Micah. Come back in here. Come sit down for just a second as we close it out here from Jerry Loper Field. Micah Archie, the production assistant of the year, running the scoreboard. I texted him at noon today, very last minute. I said, hey, can you come by? I need help with some of the stuff behind the scenes. We're a little shorthanded this week. He said, sure. So, Micah, thanks for coming out. And I know maybe you're not big into the analysis, but just from your fan perspective then, let's get that. What did you think about this game and some of the magical plays that happened with the Warriors?
Honestly, the defense, man, that was really the star. 5 turnovers, really unheard of. That just gave the offense a chance to shine and just go and push through with it. I really enjoyed this one. It's really one for the ages.
And Micah, a high-scoring game means you had a lot of work to do. Did you feel like that?
Nah, dude, your commentary pushed me through. I just was enthralled.
So Micah Archie, once again, working in graphic design, so he's very good. Believe me, a cosign for me means a lot. Micah Archie, thanks for helping out today. And so that'll be all on Big Show Productions Live. Once again, we don't know if we will be back for next week for sure, but we will definitely be here for the Basha game in 2 weeks. Thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, I'm Jaden Ricken, Micah Archie, producer Chris Peterson. We will see you guys next time, and have a great rest of your Friday, and have a great weekend as well.